What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Hope everything is going perfect in your life. I just got back from the Celine Boutique here in Toronto with the arrival of the latest Celine Bois d'Armont, which we have been expecting for the past couple of years. But with, the sign of the times, with the times that we're in, it's been very much delayed. Last year we got Rimbaud, which was also delayed. So I am a big fan of this line of perfumes. Very big fan. I own every single piece that is available. And although I don't think every single one is certainly bottle worthy, I do enjoy them nonetheless. There's a couple that are a little bit more fresh, citrusy, clean than I typically like, but they're still, I find them very well made, and they do serve a purpose in those warmer times, in those hot, humid weather where I'm looking for something a little bit more crispy, something a little bit clean and refreshing. So I don't think any of them really are bad, awful perfumes. They are very modern perfumes. They are very elegant and refined. None of them really are obnoxious or outrageously hard to wear, artistic. There is a little bit of creativity to these. But all in all, I find this range to be very well composed, and I think they would be the perfect suitor to somebody that really likes the craftsmanship of Chanel, but finds Chanel perfumes too stuffy to wear. Meaning, Chanel feels like you need to be dressed up in order to wear them, or, they're just kind of heavier on the aldehydes. These are, almost just as well made, but they feel more modern, where Chanel carries a lot of tradition behind them. So I'm a big fan of them. They're clean. They are minimalistic. They're elegant, and they wear very nicely on my skin. I enjoy my day, whatever I'm reaching for Celine. So I'm a big fan of what Hetty's done here. Big fan. More than I thought I would have been, but after getting to know the line. So with Bois d'Armont, interesting name. I think in a Google Translate, it comes up as sleepy wood or dormant wood, neither dead or alive, which is kind of a strange thing. It just kind of means it's not something that excites me. The name Bois d'Armont, dormant, like dormant woods. It's like the feeling of hibernation, that time between winter and spring. Okay, so I have a sample here. I didn't purchase the bottle. I ran down to Celine. I had like 20 minutes to kind of sniff around with it. And so it is on the Celine website that they claim for this to be the daytime version of Black Tie, which was inspired by double-breasted English flannel blazers, which Hetty was obsessed with designing in his youth. And that's kind of, that really grabbed me, and I was curious about the connection to Black Tie, which I own, and I think is an excellent perfume. I have Black Tie here. Black Tie is very vanilla dominant with booze and tobacco. It's a great tobacco vanilla style perfume. I get a lot of tobacco here, herbaceous tobacco. A very stimulating perfume, very well done. If you're into this sort of thing, kind of like gourmandy perfumes, I think this is an excellent gourmand. And I'm not a fan of sweet gourmandy perfumes, but this one really, this is striking. It's a very complex, a very tight, it's overall, I feel it's a very good composition. that goes through a lot of changes. It's interesting and it stimulates me. It stimulates my senses. It kind of wakes me up and energizes me when I wear it. There's a lot going on here. There's green notes. There's kind of this smoky marshmallow accord going in with that booze and vanilla, and there's these leathery vibes, and I get this very dense tobacco in the dry down. I think it's just a beautiful fragrance. And when I had smelt Bois Dormant, I didn't really see a connection to black tie, but I did see a connection. I did feel it more connected to something else, and that is another one that I really like, and that's Eau de Californie, which is a very woody perfume. So let me spray. I got a sample. I'm gonna spray some on. I'm going to refresh it. I've got kind of the dry down on my arm. But let's put my scent of the day today actually was another tobacco perfume from Celine. Ironically, what a great irony here. And I wasn't expecting to go to the boutique, but I was in night clubbing, and it's been a long time since I wore night clubbing, and I really enjoy this. I think this is one of my favorite. I love them all, but I think this is one of my favorite. It has that great, again, tobacco, and even more so nicotine, dirty, dry, ashy nicotine going on. Bitter. It's got this green galbanum, and a lot of powder, a lot of that warm, creamy, buttery orris, and I just love it. I find it very unique, and as weird as that sounds, I find it very wearable, almost like it would make a great signature perfume. And I was decanting some of this for a friend. They asked for tobacco perfumes, and I put a little bit of that in, but I much prefer these two tobaccos to what Dior's done here. I much prefer Celine to Dior. I've talked about that on a video, especially the last couple of years of releases for Dior, what they've been putting out. Haven't really interested me. So I do find what Celine is doing a little bit more my style, my taste. Okay, so let's put some Bois Dormant on here. Let's let that dry down. See, to me, this is very fresh, crisp, dry wood. It's almost like you had taken an axe and split a big piece of cedar in half, like the stump, and you've opened it up, and you can hear the crackling of the wood separating from each other. That's what I get from this. It is dry, crisp, warm, almost warm, almost like sitting by a fireplace in a flannel. Yeah. It's crisp. It is sawdusty, ashy. I get a lot of that sawdust. I get the spices. It's got to be spices from the juniper that's listed. The junipers, it's dry, it's aromatic. Maybe like the slightest hint of fruit, but I wouldn't even call it fruit. Peppery, it's more peppery, like juniper pepper. I don't really get Dior's, and I know they really pride themselves on building this brand around Orris, kind of the same way Chanel did. I know Les Exclusives is a study on Orris, and I'm not sure if Hedi was trying to do the same thing here. And I get Orris in some of their perfumes, not all of them, even though they claim like there's a lot of Orris or Iris in here. I don't necessarily get Orris in all of them. I don't think I get it in Eau de California. Or at least it doesn't stand out. You know, it might be there on the outside of the perimeter, but it's not directly in there to emphasize like certain facets of Orris. But I don't get iris in here, like any aspect. At least, you know, this is just the first impression. I've had it on my arm for about an hour now. And I gotta say, I do like this. I like this a lot. It's just cozy. It's warm. It's interesting. However, it does remind me very much of Eau de California more than anything. So it's in that style of perfume. Dry, spicy, woody, slightly powdery, slightly ashy, crisp. And I get the vetiver, slightly green, like the slightest tinge of green. I wouldn't call this a green perfume by any means. Black tie. I don't get a connection to black tie. Black tie is syrupy. It is thick. It is full. Black tie is a lot. In the best way. It's a very good, thick, full, incensey, dark, syrupy. Yeah, it's very syrupy, vanilla syrupy. I get like different strains of vanilla. This is more than just one vanilla in black tie. It's very good. I don't get vanilla in Bois Dormant. I don't see what the connection is. Calling this the daytime version of Bois Dormant. Although it is, you know, it is warm. It's warm and woody, like crackling wood. Something that I've just split outdoors in the fresh air, wearing a flannel sweater, kind of like a lumberjack. It's very lumberjacky. And I would say, yeah, it definitely leans more traditionally. Anybody can wear this, but I would say if you're asking, I'd say it's more masculine because of that spicy, woody theme going on. I like it. However, I don't think, and I'm going to have to try this some more before I splurge 450 Canadian, $508 after taxes for 200 ml. I need it to be different than Eau de California than I'm getting right now in order for me to pick this up. But that's my first impressions for now. I really like this. I do. I really like this. It's a simple perfume. It's not mind-blowing by any means, but it's a very well done woody theme. Dry, dusty, crackling, sparkling, a little bit sparkling. Wouldn't call this fresh by any means, but it has that kind of like fresh, contrasting, warm, woody notes. So there you go, Bois d'Armont, Sleepy Woods, kind of an odd name. Kind of a like, I don't know if that's supposed to be representative of, I'm going to have to figure this out, what this means. I want to dig deeper into dormant Bois d'Armont. Is that Bois d'Armont? I don't know. If somebody knows, let us know. But there's the blotter card. Bois d'Armont, wood, sleepy, or dormant woods. I'm not a French speaker, so hopefully somebody out there can translate it for us. But there you go. First impressions. I'm going to wear this tomorrow. I've got a full sample, and I will report back very gladly. Big fan of this brand. So there you go. Let us know if you've tried this. If you haven't tried it, let us know what some of your favorite Céline's are. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon.